Recently, I was watching the news. Yeah, I know. Uncle Ricky watching the news. What's unusual about that? Well, for real, wasn't shit. The thing that was unusual was that it was actually, whatever channel I was watching, it was actually a good news flow. They weren't bending the truth to satisfy their own agenda. And the news was actually, even though it was covering just about everything in the world, it wasn't so depressing that I wanted to go out and blow my fucking brains out. And I found that refreshing. Because today, you turn on the news and you don't know whether to call your shrink, you don't know whether to call your doctor, you don't know whether to call your undertaker. But the only thing you can call reliably is God. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. That's for every person as an individual. Point being this, was that after going through all of this, and the reason I think I remember it so clearly is it was a station or a channel or a network that I don't really agree with most of the time. It was probably, it could have been MSNBC, it could have been OAN, I don't know, but like, I'm a real person in the middle, so I don't really get down with either vibe that either one of those is trying to project. But what caught me off guard after going so well and covering the news so freely and fairly, they screwed up by suggesting, they got around to Donald Trump. Of course, everything gets to Donald Trump because this guy, no matter what you think of him, he is unique. No president, no ex-president has gone out of office and remained in the news cycle every freaking day since the day he left office, just like he remained in the news cycle every freaking day for 4 years when he was president of the United States. Trump is amazing in some regards. Unfortunately, while we have to regard it, there's nothing there. It's all in a bad light. But moving right along, they said that they were talking about January 6th, they were talking about Merrick Garland, the Justice Department getting in gear, asking questions that may criminally connect Donald Trump. They didn't say they were investigating Trump directly, but Trump's name was involved in several investigations and they were interested. Well, this is the biggest public announcement that we've gotten from DOJ to prove that they're just not over there taking a nap. Also, we have interaction between DOJ and the 1-6 committee because now DOJ wants the 1-6 committee's evidence, and the 1-6 committee is saying, no, you wait, we got this for ourselves, we've got to do what we got to do. You didn't have the fucking balls, you didn't have the nerve, you didn't have the forethought to go out and get your own information. Wait until we give it to you. Fortunately, they got that shit ironed out, and now they've come to a schedule where they can exchange information freely, and we can go on, and American justice may be safe for at least the next 30 seconds. The thing that got to me was one, and the more I think about it, I think I was watching OAN, but the thing that got to me is one, no matter which side you're on, the right or the left or in the middle, the American justice system, as screwed up as it is, as slow and half-baked as it can be, is actually working. Now, I'm not going to, bring out the brass band and have a fucking picnic about that shit. It's working. The reason I know it's working is 6 months ago, you couldn't have a serious news network, especially if I'm correct, if it being OAN is a Trump-supporting network, and they are beginning to admit that Trump is done. Trump is finished, whether he wants to say it or not. Republicans, even if they agree with Trumpism, they do not agree with Trump. They do not agree with the baggage that he's going to bring into the midterms, and even more importantly, if he decides to run, the baggage that he's going to bring into the 2024 election. Trump lost the popular vote both times. The first time when he initially got into the White House, he won the electoral vote, the little state vote, the states with not a lot of population, the states that like Trump because they like that authoritarian bullshit, so they don't have to concentrate. All they need to do is concentrate on their farms and whatever, the middle American, I don't know, moral majority type lifestyle. But they are not they don't make the majority of the people in this country, and that's what's important in a democracy. When the reporter said that, it's likely Trump's going to get indicted, Trump's going to get convicted. Now, mind you, this is coming from what I believe was OAN, Trump's repository of right-wing hatred. Media darling. He said on several times when Fox let him down, or when Fox wouldn't do what he wanted him to do, and it seems like that chasm is getting bigger because Fox is slowly, not even slowly, they just separating themselves from Trump. They don't want anything to do with Trump. They are cutting off their big primetime characters from supporting Trump, dealing with Trump. The message hasn't gotten to Hannity, although Hannity has quieted down on his own. Tucker is lost because now he doesn't have a right-wing fascist leader that he can attach to safely, one that is not mired in scandal and disdain and just basic hatred. Just like Tucker is covered in disdain and basic hatred for people that have that brain. That, in a way, in a backhanded way, that's all a good thing, because now we see the DOJ is working. But then this guy says, he probably should be convicted because the evidence, even the 1/6 committee is overwhelming. It's starting to prove that Trump did have his own interests at heart, that Trump did plan a multi-layered plan to stop the successful function of a government ceremony that was okayed by law, that's written in law, that has to happen for the peaceful transfer of power. Trump wanted to be the ultimate Republican and be an obstructionist and basically erode the power of the Constitution. The day Trump was inaugurated, he stuck a pen into the Constitution and claimed it for his own. Trump, in all 4 years, he treated the Constitution as his personal whipping post. His personal goal was to circumvent the Constitution every time he got the chance, for the benefit of Trump, not for the benefit of the for the benefit of the country, not for the benefit of the Republican Party, for the benefit of motherfucking Trump. And if he was close enough to get some of the crumbs from that, so be it. But every move that Trump made while he was president, it was about Trump first. Anything else that benefited was just pure coincidence. Now, the reason that I was so upset was that they were talking about if Trump got indicted and Trump got convicted, how was Trump going to be punished? They said Trump can't go to jail. And that caught me off guard, because that is the purpose of the judicial system, to catch, try, and punish. And usually punishment for a serious enough crime involves incarceration. Now they're saying that, Trump probably deserved to be incarcerated for all the dumb shit that he did, the multi-level coup that he tried to perpetrate against against the country that he was already the president of. I know, it's a lot of like oddities in this whole thing, but you gotta realize it's Trump. Now, if he's tried and convicted, which is leaps and bounds above what anybody thought 6 months ago was going to happen to him, because they thought that Trump, the prosecution against Trump wouldn't even get this far. They thought that Trump was going to do his usual shit, tell the world what he was going to do, spit in the world's face, do it, and tell everybody to kiss his ass as he walked away into the sunset. Sorry, this is America, buddy. You're not going to just walk away into the sunset. You fucked this country over for 4 years. You had hundreds of thousands of people die on your watch due to COVID, while you continually lie to the people every day to keep COVID from being the number one issue, to keep your fucking bronze tan, fake mango tan as the number one consideration in everybody's mind. And guess what? It worked. By the time the election came around, everybody would. You were the number one hated motherfucker in the country. That's why Joe Biden, who stayed in his basement and campaigned for the majority of the campaign, won. Beat your dumb ass. But back to reality. If we do not lock Trump up, if we do not put him in jail, it just goes to prove everything that he said was true. Being sentenced to one of his homes, Mar-a-Lago, Bed-Stuy, fucking Trump Tower, that's no punishment. Even if he can't leave, this motherfucker is living in the lap of luxury. He might be mad because he has no power. He might be mad because he can't deal with people. He can't have congressmen and senators and mayors and governors coming to bow to him because he's a nobody anymore. But that's not the point. I know people that are in jail for dumb shit. Years for selling an ounce of marijuana. Years for drunk driving. They're all crimes. And they vary in seriousness. But they got caught, they got tried, and they faced their punishment. Their punishment involved incarceration. This person, this guy, the mango-tinted asshole, tried to overturn the country, overthrow the country. A coup with everything except the military being involved, but yet we're not even sure of that because we haven't peeled back all the layers of the onion. It's coming. But that doesn't do anything to say that Donald John Trump does not deserve to go to jail. The evidence is overwhelming. If he gets indicted, if he goes to trial, if he has a fair trial, and it's important that he has a fair trial because you don't want to leave any room for, appeal. This has got to be the fairest trial that there ever was. He has to have every opportunity to make his case. We can't cut him off. But then once his case is made, we have to counter it. We have to get him convicted, and we have to lock his ass up. Mar-a-Lago with a ankle bracelet, ankle monitor? No, that's not going to work. This reporter actually had the nerve enough, and I know that it's being floated by people behind the scenes. People that may not care if Trump goes to jail, but they don't want to see an ex-American president go to jail. One, because of the embarrassment factor. Well, fuck that. There's other countries that have had their leaders go to jail. There's other countries that have put their leaders in jail and executed them legally. But I'm not even going there. I'm just saying Trump, if he's found guilty, if he's indicted and he goes to trial and he's found guilty, he must go to jail. Now they're saying he can't go to jail because how are you going to put him in jail? Because he has to have his Secret Service protection because it's guaranteed by law, by the Constitution. Well, the fact being that this motherfucker broke I don't know how many federal laws trying to overthrow the country should void any contractual obligation we have to him to provide Secret Service for the protection of him for the rest of his life because he voided his good faith part of the contract when he tried to overthrow the government. Right or wrong. Then secondly, even if you want to say, if you think about it, well damn, he was president of the country for 4 years, he knows shit that nobody should know. So, we have to keep him protected from other people. Well, check this out. We have maximum security prisons that were designed for just those people that are security risks, that had high-profile positions in government and society before they ran afoul of the American judicial system by trying to be traitors and selling their country out. We got places for them people. Why the fuck can't we put his ass there? He will be guarded by people that are technically proficient in security to the caliber and probably exceeding the caliber of the Secret Service. Because the more we find out about how badly Donald Trump infiltrated the Secret Service, the more disgusting they appear, the more ill-equipped they appear to be. But that's another video. Donald Trump has to go to jail. Donald Trump has to go to jail just to prove that the American judicial system works from beginning to end. Now, they haven't really proven anything, but it looks like it's going to happen. And usually when this many people line up on one side of an argument in Washington, D.C., it's pretty much written in stone. He will get arrested, he will get indicted, or he will get indicted, arrested, and go to trial. It's still 50-50 whether they find him guilty or not, but I'm saying they will find him guilty just because of the preponderance of evidence. And he was stupid. They didn't cover the tracks. Basically, they were so full of themselves that they thought that they were going to succeed. They had no escape plan. They had no plan D. They had no let's get the fuck out of town plan. They thought that America was going to be theirs, at least for another 4 years, and there was no such thing, because if Donald Trump had gotten back into the White House by either by legitimate means or hook or crook, he was going to make himself a dictator. That was the plan from day one. It just took him more than one term, and COVID delayed his plans. Donald Trump must go to jail. No question. Well, that's all I got to say on that subject. That's it for now. Until next time, goodbye, God bless, and see you later from Uncle Ricky and Uncle Ricky's house.